city did not want to exist. This is the neighborhood that has come back the least from Katrina. So of all the extreme situations you could get into after the storm, these people have been in the most extreme. So what's that been like? Well, from WBEZ Chicago, it's This American Life. I'm Ira Glass. We find out. Stay with us. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a walking tour. And our first stop is going to be the northeast corner of St. Claude Avenue and Gordon Street. So face the street. Just to orient you real fast, the lower 9th is basically a rectangle with water on 3 sides of the rectangle. So as you stand here facing the street, the Mississippi is a few blocks in front of you, the bayou is a little ways behind you, and the industrial canal is to your right, a bunch of blocks. It's all pretty close. The lower 9th is just 20 blocks wide, just a little over a mile. And if you turn around now and you face this building on the corner, what you see is a 2-story building. And the first story is faded brick, and those bricks were damaged during Katrina by rescue boats that knocked into it. A wildlife and fisheries guy told the current owner of this building 50 people were rescued from the balcony on the 2nd floor. So back in the day, locals will tell you that this was a medical clinic. These days it's a cafe. Well, more than a cafe. You see the hand-lettered sign out front that lists red bean and rice special, ribs, computer service, VA benefits, seafood. And the guy that we're here to talk to is one of those people who has thrown his whole life now into trying to push the lower 9th into the future. Kirk Washington. Everybody just calls him Washington. Robin spent a bunch of time with him.
Washington is the least retired person I've ever met, thanks to Katrina. He opened this cafe. Every day but Sunday when the cafe's closed, he's here. Washington's a retired postal worker. He didn't know anything about running a cafe. After Katrina, he just saw that there was no place to send a fax, or photocopy anything, or look stuff up online, which you need to deal with construction permits and home inspectors and FEMA and the city. So he thought, I'll build that. Then he kept going, with other things they needed. Food, a game room with pool tables, a small clothing store, a recording studio. One day I watched him help a resident apply for a home loan, rack a pool table for some kids, cook burgers and sandwiches for 6 people, and fax someone's proof of employment all in under an hour. He also rents rooms to people for cheap. He owns 2 houses, so folks can afford to get back on their feet. He does all this for one reason.
Benefit the neighborhood, bring the neighborhood back, you know.
Washington's lived in the lower 9th Ward since the late 70s. He bought his house in the 80s, bought the property next door to it too, fixed them both up. He stayed during Katrina because he's one of those people who always stays during a hurricane. An estimated 2,000 people in the lower 9th Ward decided to stay. 10 years later, he thinks all the time about that decision to stay.
You know, I've been all over the world. I've been all through Vietnam, everywhere. When that hurricane hit, I'd never been that scared before my whole life. My whole life, I've been through a whole lot of things, scary things, but that was the scariest I've ever been in my whole life.
Here's how Washington survived the storm. Sunday the 28th, the mayor orders the mandatory evacuation. That night, Washington is at home with 3 of his neighbors, the Taylors from next door and Isaac from across the street. They plan on riding out the storm together. Early morning on the 29th, the hurricane hits. Winds